What? I can't use my scale? Son of a...
Hey everyone, it's pt.3. About a month ago, on a complete whim, I thought it would be really cool to be in Tokyo right now. Why don't I just go? So I decided to check up on flights to and from Tokyo to see if I could fly standby, and within 24 hours of that thought, I was there. There's nothing like taking an impromptu trip to Tokyo. I was only able to find a suitable round trip that allowed me to stay in Japan for 3 days. Normally, it isn't a good use of money to stay in Japan for such a short amount of time because flights are expensive. However, since I flew standby, I only had to pay taxes for my return flight, so my entire airfare only cost me $44. I was able to nab a premium economy seat, and had I paid for that normally, that would have cost me about $1,800. W savings. Because this was only a 3-day trip, I mainly stayed in Akihabara, so you know what that means. That's right, another Japan haul. This one's gonna be toned down quite a bit because I didn't want to go completely crazy. However, I still found quite a few things I wanted. As usual with my Japan hauls, I'll be doing a price comparison, so stick around till the end to see the savings. With that out of the way, let's get into it.
Because I got into Tokyo around 6 AM, there wasn't much to do. Places don't typically open until about 10 or 11 AM. I dropped off my luggage at the hotel, wandered around, had something to eat, and took a few pictures.
I chose not to buy anything until after my hotel check-in time because I didn't want to carry a bunch of bags around for several hours.
After I checked into my hotel, and yes, I did stay at Appa again, my first stop was Ryokan and I went straight to Ami Ami. The number one thing on my list was the exclusive version of the Darkstalkers Felicia Bishojo.
Unfortunately, she was sold out not only at Ami Ami, but everywhere else I went too. On the plus side, I did find several other items on my buy list that I wanted at Ami Ami.
First was a Bright Arts Cactar, which cost $12. I previously bought a Bright Arts Tonberry and thought it was really good. I liked how the Cactar looked and it was affordable, so I thought, why not? I also bought this Final Fantasy VI music box. I wanted to buy this last time I was in Tokyo, but forgot to do so. Why don't we open this up real quick and give it a test run? It plays part of the track Searching for Friends, which is the theme of the Falcon airship and replaces the depressing overworld music of the World of Ruin. It's a nice trinket and costs $15.
The number 2 item on my list was this.
The Nendoroid Master Chief as he looks in Halo Infinite. The main draw for this Nendoroid is the fact that Master Chief has cat ears. Heck, he even has cat hand parts. I think it's hilarious and I just had to get one. It cost $60 at US base retailers and I paid $44 at Ami Ami. Since it was a new release, I knew there was a very good chance of him being there. Ami Ami has a bin for cheap price figures and I found this Grand Line Journey Boa Hancock purple variant figure. I was tempted to get the normal version last time I was in Tokyo but passed her up. I regretted that decision because she's now double the price locally. It worked out though, since I think the variant looks better and Ami Ami had her for a lower price at $12. My last purchase at Ami Ami was this acrylic art stand of the face of Nikkei Goddess of Victory, Rappy. Ever since I bought some Genshin Impact acrylic stands, I gained a liking towards these things. This one only cost $7. Next, I went up 2 floors to Yellow Submarine, which specializes in things like model kits and card games, but they do sell some recently released scale figures, Nendoroids, and prize figures. I bought this Luca Megarine Project Diva prize figure for $14, slightly less than what a prize figure costs at Ross. She's my favorite Vocaloid, and it's criminal that there are so little figures of her out there.
I only own 2 scale figures of her, and it kinda sucks that the best Luca figure, the Tony Taka Luca by Max Factory, released around 12 years ago. Luca needs more scale figure representation. There's so many Miku figures out there, how about sacrificing just one so Luca could shine a little more?
The rain was really coming down on my first day here. With the weather getting worse, I decided to have dinner at my favorite ramen place, Jangara, and called it a night. The next day, I went to Harajuku to check out the main Pop Mart store. In case you missed it, Pop Mart specializes in blind boxes. They have their own unique line, but I think the licensed stuff attracts more people. Last time I bought a Garfield blind box set. I really liked the store and wanted to see if there was anything that would catch my interest. Wait, go back. Is that what I think it is? Yep, it is. It's the Kuromi and My Melody Sanrio Besties blind box set I was looking for last time I was in Tokyo. It's rather obvious that I bought it and it was tax-free. Again, if a business lists themselves as tax-free, you could get the tax removed from a purchase when it's 5,500 yen or more. In this case, I saved about $11 and paid about $110 for the set.
On my way back to Akihabara from Harajuku, I decided to stop by the Sanrio store in Ginza. This year marks Hello Kitty's 50th anniversary, and I wanted to see if there is exclusive plushies or any other cool merch related to the occasion.
Unfortunately, there wasn't much. The 50th merch wasn't worth showing, and while there were some interesting non-50th items, I mostly saw the typical things that could be found at Don Quixote. I did see these cute Sanrio figures that appeared to be exclusive to the store though. There was Kuromi, My Melody, Cinnamoroll, and Hello Kitty. I was tempted to go ham and buy them all, but I decided to hold back and just buy Hello Kitty. Unfortunately, the Sanrio store in Ginza isn't tax-free anymore, so I didn't bother spending over 5,500 yen. I just bought this for $23 and went back to Akihabara.
I'm a fan of the Abroad in Japan YouTube channel, and when watching one of Chris's videos, I saw this really cool retro pixel looking monitor thing in the background. It immediately caught my eye, and I could see why he used it as a background piece. It looks really neat.
I had no idea what it was called, but when I did a Google search for retro pixel monitor, I found it among the top results. It's by a company called Voom, and while I thought it was just a pixel art display, it doubles as a Bluetooth speaker. That I didn't know, so it's definitely a plus. I found this at Don Quixote, and given my prior experience of getting yelled at by staff for recording, I didn't want to cause any problems by trying to film anything. After tax was deducted, I paid about $74. I've seen this go for as low as $80 on Amazon with a coupon, so if you wait for the right time, you could get a decent deal. I also bought this Pop-Up Parade Silent Hill 2 Bubblehead Nurse. I passed up on this during my last trip, and rather surprisingly, the exact one I passed up on at Don Quixote was still there. I bought this with a Voom monitor speaker, and after tax was removed, I paid $30 for her. I also typically go to Mandarake and Akihabara, but there wasn't anything I was too interested in getting, so I bought some random knickknacks instead. I bought this Pachaco hanging accessory holder for my wife for $6, and this Christmas pom-pom pudding acrylic display for $1.50. To wrap up my day, I went to a small Akiba X location that's a few doors down from Book Off near Akihabara Station. This store is directly under where the Yamanote line runs. I bought this Boa Hancock Grand Line Series extra price figure for $10. I've seen her at pretty much every arcade with crane games and every shop that sells prize figures. That particular Akiba X location had her for the best price.
On the last day of my trip, I decided to buy some stuff that I saw earlier but initially passed up on. I went to Bic Camera, and while I typically buy Amiibo there, I didn't do that this time.
I forgot to mention that Akira Toriyama passed away about a week before this trip. While I was in the Dragon Quest section of Bic Camera, there was this nice little message of appreciation to Toriyama. If anyone was not aware, Toriyama did work for Dragon Quest as well. Though it was very simple, it was super cool to see. I only bought this, an Apex Tenshi-chan figure from Needy Girl Overdose. I'll admit I haven't watched this anime yet, but I thought she looked really nice. I always hear something about not being able to fix her. I'm guessing she might be a crazy girl going off that mark. This cost $116, and being that the figure manufacturer is Apex, it's going to be a high quality figure for a relatively low price.
I forgot to get footage of this, but there is a ton of Final Fantasy VII representation because the game came out a week prior to my arrival in Tokyo. After seeing this acrylic display stand of Tifa Lockhart, I really wanted to get one, but she was sold out at every major retailer. However, if there was one place that would still have her in stock, it would be the Square Enix Cafe.
And they did have her in stock. I didn't buy enough things to get a tax-free purchase, so I paid about $10 for this Tifa stand. I also did buy a Rebirth postcard art book. I guess we could take a quick look at a few pages. I'll show postcards of all the significant characters. Cloud, Aerith, Barrett, Tifa. Odd that she gets 4th position in this book. Red 13, Yuffie, Kate Sith, or Ketchi, or however you want to say it, Sid, Vincent, Zack, and finally, Sephiroth. It's practically a mini art book. I know I'm not actually going to use any of these postcards. This cost about $10 as well. I did see a few more interesting things at the Square Enix Cafe. These Ichiban Kuji figures of Cloud and Tifa. Cloud is performing his Klim Hazard limit break, whereas Tifa is performing her Dolphin Blow limit break. Since these were only available through lottery, I was gonna try my luck, but unfortunately, the guy in front of me got the last 2.
My final stop was the Surugaya Game Shop, which was a short walk from my hotel, and I only bought 2 things there.
This PlayStation Vita Golden Time Vivid Memories Limited Edition. The main reason I got it was for the Coco Kaga figure. Coco has so many nice outfits. I wish her only figures weren't merely bikini figures. I really like the character though, so it's either this or having no Golden Time figures at all. With tax removed, I paid $36. I also bought WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 for the PSP. I did not expect to find a North American region game in Japan. I don't own this PSP game and I'm aiming to have a complete NTSC PSP game library. When I checked on eBay, sold listings for this game are in the $30 region. I rarely see this game in the wild, and after tax was removed, I paid $10. That's a bit high for an old sports game, but it's the best I could do. Actually, I did make one more purchase at Tokyo International Airport Terminal just like I did last time. I bought a wooden Kokoshi Hello Kitty figurine before, and this time they had some different colored variants. I paid $12 in total for both. I really lucked out on this trip because I was able to nab a business class seat flying back on standby. I was stoked and ready to have a comfy flight home. Unfortunately, I couldn't eat any of the food on this flight, but I was fully prepared with some trusty rice balls. When I checked how much this seat would have cost normally, it was nearly $5,000. Even more W savings.
And that pretty much does it for the haul. I do apologize for the lack of footage, but I was really focused on enjoying my time there, and a lot of times I didn't even think about recording any content. Maybe it'll be different next time. Before moving on to the price comparison, why don't I put all my spoils onto the table? You know what, this is gonna take a while. I think I'm just gonna...
And here's my entire haul. Compared to my previous ones, this is a lot smaller as everything fit in one suitcase as opposed to needing 2. However, I'm still happy with what I found. The total cost was also lower than my previous haul, but not by a lot. Everything here cost me $552.50. My last haul was worth $660. Now let's do my usual price comparison. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Patreon is linked in the description. Thank you for the support, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.